Real quick baseball notes. Spring training is open. Mook, obviously losing CJ Cron was a big deal because you called me crying at the moment the trade was announced, but finally has a squad. Predicted earlier.
Yeah.
It was the Red Sox, 5 years, $110 million reported, and opt out after the first 2 years. And in the first 2 years, he gets $50 million. Your turn, Jake Arrieta. I think he's the last high profile free agent remaining. So we'll see how that goes. All right, fight stuff. UFC Fight Night 126 in Austin. Saw the Diaz brother.
Like,
enjoying the night.
Yeah. On camera.
Enjoying the night.
As soon as he saw himself on camera.
Yeah.
Stockton was definitely in the building.
Yeah.
But Cowboy Cerrone, I did not see, got a good knockout of Yancy Medeiros, getting off the schneid a bit.
At the buzzer.
Mook, your thoughts about the card overall and what is next for Donald Cowboy Cerrone?
I mean, it was a nice card, Your boy saved North Cut, got him another victory, James Vick really helped himself out a lot. He looked pretty good.
Austin's own James Vick, yes sir.
He looked damn good. I'll go ahead and talk about good old performance of the night. So it gets about round 3, and it actually was. Dave. You get Derek Lewis past the first round, the huffing and puffing begins. All I know is Marcin went for a takedown. Derek stuffed it, and it was just Hook City. Bro, he hooked him to the ground. And I mean, like, punched him to the ground to the point where ref was like, all right, yeah, it's over. So, props to Derek Lewis. He did what he always do. He swung the hardest out of his opponent, and he ended up getting a knockout victory. I know you're gonna ask me what's next, and it's kind of obvious. Fight Big Francis to get it over with. Just go ahead. And just to be an a-hole, make it a 5-round fight to see who lasts the longest. Now, on the Cowboy Cerrone, the great Cowboy Cerrone, who I'm glad finally got him another win, because I think he was on a three-fight losing streak.
Yep.
The funny part about that is Yancy was on a 3-fight win streak, and all I know is at the end of the first round, it all started with a right hook. Next thing you know, hey, matter of fact, Google that because it was kind of one of them Rio situations too. But great win. Here's the thing, Dave. Now I do have 2 opponents for him. One of them is a good old Kamaru Usman.
Yes, I like
that would be good, and you can never go wrong with Gunnar Nelson. So I wouldn't mind seeing him fight Gunnar Nelson as well. But that's only if he decides to stay in the weight class, though. Because, he could always go back to, 165 back to welterweight. But, it was good. It was a good fight night. I mean, Cowboy helped himself out a lot. I don't think Yancy was just as, badly hurt as, it was seen. Now, what he can do is fight Dong Young Kim because they, separated by, one spot in the ranking. So, I think that would be, the next thing for him. But, all in all, UFC and Austin was pretty good fight night.
All right.
Oh, just one thing before you move on.
Yes, sir.
We got our first knockout with leg kicks of the 2018 MMA season. Lee McCary took some mean leg kicks to the point to where I'm talking about Chris, leg is hurting so bad to where you just walk away from your opponent in the middle of the fight and then just lay on the octagon.
I've done that.
Yeah.
UFC. I got mad.
That's basically what happened. Edson Barbosa would have been proud of that showing. So yeah. Shout out to the first TKO leg victory of the 2018 MMA season.
And for Liam, man,
third straight loss.
Third straight loss. You keep skipping leg day because when we looked at you, bro, you had the toothpicks in the lower body. You was cut in the upper body. And, shout out to your opponent, young Russian dude, for taking advantage of that. I want to say at least 50 to 60 leg kicks over the two plus rounds that they fought.
He was 6 for 6 in the first round. And then this is how I knew he had something. When he ended the round with an inside leg kick and Liam McCary, leg kind of went, he almost did the split. It was at that moment that Liam knew he should have been using them leg weights.
Judge. All right, let's move on to boxing. And over the weekend, somehow, Devin Alexander and Victor Ortiz were cleared to participate in the pugilism. They were somehow allowed to fight on Free Fox. And of course, they fought to a draw. Okay? So I'm assuming they're in the 140 or the 147. I just said that to let y'all know how washed these dudes are. And any other time, if the 147-pound division wasn't deep, that might be a fight to stop down on. But no, we was good, because in a couple hours from there, Danny Garcia returning to action for the first time in almost a calendar year. We last saw him lose a decision, a close decision, to Keith Thurman. He takes it on Brandon Rios. And he took it out on Brandon Rios' left side of his face. A counter right floors him in the 9th round. Danny Garcia improving to 34-1 and looked rusty early on, but you know, I thought that Brandon Rios' style would allow for Garcia to find a good rhythm and to continue to hit him on counter shots. The right hook was in effect. Well, matter of fact, both hooks was in effect for Danny Garcia. The jab looked okay. His defense looked a bit rusty, but he hadn't been in the ring for 11 months, so that was a quality opponent to shake the rust off. But Chris's favorite part came after the fight. The great Jim Gray interviewing a victorious Danny Garcia. And then to his left, oh my God.
Out of nowhere.
Out of nowhere. I didn't even know he was at the fight, because all they showed on the sideline was, on ringside was Keith Thurman, okay? Okay? And all of a sudden, you see the head, the Andre Berto's worst nightmare come true is the head of Sean Porter coming at you. And he is all of a sudden face to face with Danny Garcia, and they basically have a Vegas pissing contest. Vegas is my city. Now, I live in Vegas and I train here. Yeah, man, we can just take this right now. I'll fight you tomorrow. No, Sean Porter, we can take this to the streets right now. Sean Porter on the list of boxers or just athletes with annoying fathers. His father in the building, also in his corner as well. Dad was there. Hey, I'm very confused about Danny Garcia's dad. Now, I'm pretty sure he's a great trainer. Pretty sure in the gym he offers great technical support. But in the ring, no, he just does a lot of yelling and cussing like most dads do. Hit this MFer like you hate him. Why don't let this MFer stand in front of you? So maybe that's why Garcia had to get the fight over, so his daddy wouldn't continue to yell and curse at him. But Sean Porter, a good fighter. Nothing in the area of a crowd-pleasing fighter, okay?
A good warm-up fighter.
A good warm-up fighter, okay? He beat Broner, but Broner also knocked him down. He got knocked down by Keith Thurman in their fight, okay? And I guess we want to see Danny Garcia, Sean Porter, but all that will change April the 14th when Terrence Crawford sees Jeff Horn, okay? And the plan is for Terrence Crawford to get the IBF belt from Jeff Horn and just go ahead and get his ass. He can go back to where he came from, okay? Back to the anonymity that he had before he beat Pacquiao, okay? And then we need to see Errol Spence and Keith Thurman in the fall. Now, Keith Thurman did announce that his next fight will be May 11th, a week after Canelo and Triple G, or May 12th, so I guess the Saturday after the Canelo Triple G fight. That's his warm-up fight. Then he says that he's ready. I guess, okay? But you need to get ready, because we need to, either know that you in the building or we need to know that you out the building, because Keith Thurman has the other two belts of the 147-pound division. Errol Spence has one, and the aforementioned Jeff Horn has one. But Terrence Crawford is on his way. He's already getting a title shot in his first fight at 147 pounds, so there's no need for him to get a warm-up fight, okay? And we've got a couple others. I think Danny Garcia is still a contender at 147 pounds. But we also saw a couple of youngins. Young Cuban, I think his name is Ugas. Young Ugas, who fought on the first fight. He looks young and hungry at 147. Is that David Benavidez? Was he 140?
No, he's
okay, he's
good.
Yeah, we'll get to him at another time. Okay, but the 147-pound division is deep. Like I said, the dismantling and the clearing of that will begin April 14th when Crawford takes on Jeff Horn. Chris, your thoughts about the I'll say Jeff. Good God, the Danny Garcia fight, the antics after the fight, and what you see that's coming up in the 147-pound range?
Well, I thought the fight was a good fight for him. Like you said, he hadn't fought in 11 months. He looked a little rusty, but the jab is real sharp, as we see. The counter punching is there. I think he learned from his first fight with Thurman. He showed up late in that fight. He finally started fighting late. He was just too passive. And that's the reason why Robert Garcia does yell at him. He said when he tried to be the trainer to him, it's like he's listening to dad. He has to take the dad out of him and be the annoying trainer to get him to work. So it was a good fight for him. It sucks for Rios because if you guys don't know, Rios did retire from boxing. After he took that, he got beat by Timothy Bradley. He had got beat by Pacquiao. He had retired. And he didn't have the urge to box no more. He was going through some personal things, and then he decided he wanted to come back. This is the first time I think he ever met weight, right? Because he had issues beating weight in all his fights. He finally met weight, and he looked.
Well, he used to fight as a lightweight, 140 pounds, and he left that because he couldn't make weight.
Yeah, so he looked pretty good in physical shape, but yeah, I think the power is too much for him. Post fight, man, look, man, Porter. Yeah, I get it. You're trying to me, that's just like another. Why would Garcia want to do another catch fight to get to the big fight? To me, he needs to see what's happening with Thurman and Spence. And once that happens, then we get that fight. Because to me, what hurts this situation for him is Thurman. Because when he called out Thurman in the ring, Thurman was doing all this money gesture with his fingers and stuff. I don't think Thurman wants to fight anybody good anymore. I think he got a rude awakening when he fought Porter the first time, and many people who I trust with boxing experts say that was a close fight, should have been a draw, regardless of the knockdown. And then when he fought Garcia, honestly, we saw that fight in person. The first 3 rounds, yeah, Thurman came after him, but then after that, Garcia started working. So for me, I think he just doesn't want to fight anybody good. And I think that people are going to figure him out. Maybe he is a one-trick pony. Maybe all he can do is knock out people. So I would like to see it, but the man of the hour was Errol Spence, who was on Twitter and made it clear. For all this jabbering and talking, every time my name gets mentioned, everybody start preaching to the crowd about other fighters. Every time I think it was it Lampley? Who was doing the Showtime? Who does Showtime?
Mauro Ronaldo, Brian Curtis.
Yeah, Brian Curtis mentioned, Errol Spence, and everybody got quiet. Like, he has to fight him eventually. If not, vacate the belts, bro. For me, the fight of the weekend was David Benavidez and Gabriel. Look, man, I heard of this David Benavidez through a couple of Showtime things. I didn't know he was that strong, but man, he had one of the best uppercuts I've ever seen in my life. Like, Gabriel is a hell of a fighter. He fights a certain kind of way, but if you saw their first fight, you would have never thought the second fight would have been like that, where the guy's face was literally destroyed. And if you looked at Benavidez, who's in that division, by the way, with those guys, the Charlo twins and all that, that is another great division. To me, the fun part about the whole Showtime thing I do love is when they put 3 boxes up there with them to talk. And they had your boy up there.
And Joseph Parker.
Who's fighting Anthony Joshua on March 3rd or 31st. The 31st or 3rd, he's fighting Anthony Joshua. And then you had
Charlo.
Charlo's the real deal. And then they had Mikey Garcia, who I think is the next coming in that division. Who I think would have been a perfect fight for Terrence Crawford, because if Lomachenko don't get scared, maybe he move up 5 pounds to fight this dude.
There is some concern in that area. I think Garcia coming up to 147 would be damn good, because
could you imagine that?
I don't see, once Crawford left 140.
Yeah.
I can't think of anybody in 140 that Mikey Garcia can talk to. I think he's a natural 140 fighter. Yeah, but see, Lomachenko,
He's 135.
He's 135, and I do think that answers about his power are legit when he moves up in weight.
Man, because if Mikey Garcia moved to 147, that's a lot. Because then you talking about there's only 4 belts, and like you got to think about this. We're gonna eventually end up having, and let's say Spence does move up, we're eventually gonna end up having a super fight between Bud Crawford, if all goes well, and Errol Spence.
I agree.
And one thing I learned from that fighting last night, or just from that whole little channel thing, was this. Charlo had brought up, they asked Charlo, how do you train for these fights and who do you spar against? Because you have power. Like, if you watch Charlo's last 4 fights, he's knocked out people cold. And they asked him, who does he train against? He says, Errol Spence. who has to be 10 pounds lighter. So Errol Spence is like a heavyweight. So for me, I just thought that, but that was interesting. I just feel like, to me, what upsets me about this whole division is Keith Thurman. While I get it, he has an injury. To me, boxing has to figure out something about vacating these belts when that happens. Because I get it, you can't determine injury, but man, there's no way Errol Spence should be wanting when he's gonna get that big fight. Because Errol Spence right now is the number 2 fighter in that division. And there's no way he should be waiting on it. Because Boxing World did not want to put Jeff Horn versus Errol Spence. That would have been a disaster. Errol Spence would have killed Jeff Horn. He'd have killed him. That's why they put Crawford in there, just see him, hey man, well, we know he'll kill Errol Spence, kill him. Maybe Crawford won't do his that because he's moving up in weight. And to me, that's lame. To me, I think that we need to have the fight right now. Thurman needs to get out of his, fine, take the weak fight. I don't know who he's going to fight next. Like, I'm trying to figure out who his next fight is going to be because he's fighting a nobody. He has to. There is no way he's going to take a good fight. I think he should take Garcia in a rematch in order to go against, Errol Spence. So, man, it was a good weekend for boxing. Like I said, I liked the Benavidez kid. I think he moved up definitely in my power rankings. That 168 division, man, Dave, I tell you, that 164, 168, 147, 154, right in that mixture is where a lot of guys are either come up and move down. And it's going to be interesting, like you said, because if Mikey Garcia doesn't get a fight, he's already said he's going to 147. And if he goes to 147, we're talking about 5 guys with at least 34 and old records. And not to mention, Errol Spence plans on moving up to fight. He's going to fight one of the Charlo twins. He's already made that clear. They're buddies, but at the end of the day, it's a business. So I'm excited for this next month of boxing. Like I said, we get the Anthony Joshua fight. I think that's a good fight to watch out for. But like Dave said, man, Rios didn't have a chance in that fight. I thought that Rios set himself up for failure. See, that's who Sean Porter should have been fighting. That's who he should have been fighting. He shouldn't have had no business fighting Garcia. And to me, I think it was a good fight for Garcia to get his feet wet. But for all these people out there saying, well, Danny Garcia's a nobody now, I'm sorry, man. He's still a hell of a fighter. He deserves another shot. And to me, the Jeff Horn thing kind of screwed up things because he's a nobody. Like, if you look at all the 4 belts in there, nobody has no career resume for Jeff Horn outside of a controversial decision of beating Pacquiao.
And that wasn't, and thank you, Pacquiao. That was the original setup. Let's let Pacquiao fight this dude, and then he can continue to have a belt in a division where he can take on the young pups and hopefully make a name for himself. But the Australian judges said no good. Reminder, over the next couple of months, we will have King Kong Ortiz versus Deontay Wilder for Wilder's championship belts, and the aforementioned Joseph Parker versus Anthony Joshua for whatever heavyweight belts that they have. Both will be on Showtime.
Any concerns between those 2 fights?
Look, I am concerned about Anthony Joshua because once again, the naysay, if you get naysayers and they say a bunch of different things, to me they reach it. But the same thing being said in terms of his jaw. Can he take a punch? Okay, and yes, the uppercut from Kratos where he landed on Klitschko's chin was the stuff of legend, but that was an old washed up dude. So we'll see. And again, if no Deontay Wilder and no Anthony Joshua at AT&T Stadium, we got a problem.
And Errol Spencer, he's fighting again
here. The next one will be fighting here.
So I think we might have to make a Most Sports Talk trip.
Yes, indeed.
Yeah.
All right, Mook. Video games?
Yeah, so I mean, all of us have been obviously playing video games for a long time. And throughout all the greatness that we've witnessed, oh good Lord, there's been some disappointments as well. So, I mean, basically, your greatest game and disappointment, whether it be like DLC, video games, like something that happened, like I said off earlier, like when you found out that EA punk ass bought the NFL license, we would be getting no more like 2K football. Like to me, I feel like it's a video game disappointment. Cause I was a person that used to buy both, but I really was on the verge of just buying 2K. I thought it was a better football game. But like that, and I mean like everybody knows I'm a big Mass Effect fan. So how trash Mass Effect 3 ended in the abomination of Mass Effect Andromeda, even though it eventually got better after like a year worth of patches. But at the same time, I feel like for me, since I was playing them, I think the first game with the OG, like with the 360, like the first one. So that's a long time you playing one game, and for like the story to end as trash as it did. That was terrible. And also, I asked Dave this in the car, but y'all remember that in-cage handheld system? That was supposed to be like a phone and a video game. Yeah, I bought one of those. Trash, son. So trash. Like I said, at the time when you look, you're like, oh, okay, I'm gonna have a video game. It's pre-PSP and all that. So I'm like, all right, I'm gonna have a phone, a video game. Nah, bro. First of all, the phone didn't even work. And then the game that they had on it was trash. So it was just like, yeah, like, one of them situations, or, when they finally announced Red Dead 2, and I told Dave not to get his hopes up because it's going to get delayed anyway. So, I mean, like stuff like that, or games that supposed came out, they got canceled. So I'll throw it to you, Chris.
Well, for me, the most recent one, well, there's been a couple of them, but I think one that comes to mind was we had a show that night. And I remember me and Dave literally stormed out this door right at 8:53 at the old studio in 2015, and we were getting the new PGA golfer ES4. And I got home and I called Dave and I said, Dave, there is no courses on here. And Dave says, what do you mean? So about a week later, Dave gives me a call. What is this? Look, me and Dave are probably like, there's one game we play a lot outside of the MLB show. We played a lot of Tiger Woods. And we got spoiled off the Masters version. And when they dropped the Masters, it was just so golfy. Everything about it was quiet, mellow. Then here comes PGA. There was nothing about this game that was great. Nothing. There was no difference between the Xbox One and those 360 versions or the PS3, PS4 version. And then there was nothing to the game. I tried to go create my golfer, think I can do the game face. I was like, oh man, that may be a cool thing. They don't even have the shade of my skin color on there. So that was like strike three. So that comes to mind as one game. Another game for me, I would say Homefront. And I remember, yes. Because I remember they did the whole hype of the commercial and everything. And this is like that, around that real good Call of Duty run, that real good, like, just like tactical Tom Clancy Ghost Recon games. And everybody was in that moment told me, Chris, you gotta go get it. It's the biggest maps ever. I go buy the game, and I just remember seeing two people online, and the servers never worked. And I know you got something to say about that, because I remember, like, I was so hyped about it, and that probably is one of the worst shooting games I ever played.
Now, I will say this, though. The story for Homefront was fantastic.
Yeah. It was,
you know what I'm saying? But I think for me, like, see, that's at the time when Call of Duty was being made by like 5 different studios, so it was like a Call of Duty overload. So I was tired of looking at Call of Duty. But yeah, that was a big, because they had like a big campaign for that game. Like I said, the story mode was great, but yeah, everything after that.
For time-consuming purposes, I right now is like Def Comedy rap, Def Rap stuff, Def Jam rap stuff. Okay, and because, without snitching on myself, I got a lot of music, okay? And the game was sold as, we got some freebies, and for $2, we're gonna be able to have a whole library of songs for you to get to. And I think after like 2 batch releases, it was none. It was none. There was nothing to come after that. No response on social media, no response on email, because when it first came out, you could upload videos of you doing your favorite rap tunes. You could also do freestyles because they had instrumentals. You get your lotto on, okay? But it just stopped. It just stopped. Whether the artist didn't want to sign their music over, whether the money wasn't right, it just stopped. And I just thought that was, like, off the top of my head, that is a major disappointment.
I mean, my major disappointment, Mookie had already said it before the segment even started, was the All-Pro Football 2K8. And, of course, you get Madden, who didn't want to deal with any competition, because after 2K5 came out with T.O. on the front, hey, that pretty much opened the eyes for Madden, like, hey, man, we're going to have to do something about this, because it actually outsold Madden that year. And the gameplay was phenomenal. I mean, just by everything from, like, editing the players, the defranchise mode, everything like that. Everything was fantastic. So Madden didn't want no competition on their hands. They took the easy way out and just bought the license. So, of course, I was highly disappointed. And so me and Mook found out they're going to release another 2K football game. So me and him like, oh crap, let's get ready to check this out. So when me and Mook seen the cover, you have Elway, Barry Sanders, and Jerry Rice on the front. I'm like, hey, what the hell is this? What's going on? So it was like, okay, cool. Let's buy the game. Let's just see how it goes. Dave, everything, like the gameplay was the same. That's cool. But there are no active NFL players. None. Because, EA Sports bought the exclusive licenses of the properties of the NFL and NFLPA. So, you had all these, like, old players. It was 24 teams cut into 6 divisions with 4 teams each. 16 game season, they hold a championship at the end of the playoffs, just like the NFL. But you're seeing like teams, of course, like St. Louis and Oakland. There's Oakland, it's gonna be Oakland now. And you seeing like they were in Green Bay, but you had like some team in Milwaukee. Like the teams made up, but you had just legends on there, which was fine. But at the same time, it's like you missed that feeling of having the actual recent NFL players, especially in a game like this that you're used to. I mean, I rolled it out as much as I could. Madden was out. I didn't really want to play Madden like that. I was happy that 2K came out with another football game. But it's only a matter of time where it's like you playing with these, these legendary players, like I said, that move getting old, and that's how I felt about it. And also, there wasn't no defranchise mode either, Dave. It's like, you do one season, bro, that's it.
Sound like PES soccer.
Yeah, that was pretty much it. Exactly. So, I mean, that was my game for me. Like, I was highly disappointed. Like, I was happy that they made an attempt by adding the old, the old school players and stuff like that, but it just wasn't the same.
And just to end the day, to keep up with your Def Jam icon, the 3rd video game in the Def Jam fighting franchise, after the greatness of Def Jam Fight for New York. Shout out to Crow and D-Mob. Y'all released that trash-ass Def Jam icon on 360 and PS3, where the special moves was like you acting like you doing a turntable to like make the background explode.
Yeah.
Any other standouts real quick? We got about 30 seconds.
For me, obviously, there's never been another road rash, and they tried to do the reboot, and that didn't work out well because EA gave the license to Acclaim.
This one on Xbox One.
Yeah, it's not.
They got shotguns there.
Yeah, and road rash, it went from being like a fun game to like it was too complicated. So that comes to mind for me. But other than that, no fight nights, no college football. So we're really all disappointed.
I think the boxing more than the college football because I think the college football thing is out of our hands in a sense. For me, I think I was piggyback on what BMO said. I think the lack of competition in sports games. I mean, I'm sort of glad I couldn't play 2K baseball because it did introduce me to the show. Kind of ruined my bias against in-house video games. It's a Sony product, you know what I'm saying? But it's the best thing going. The fall of Live that kind of coincided with the rise of 2K. And NBA Live, for example, that coincided with the rise of 2K. Just you would think that competition would cause you to want to step up. Also, one more, the Call of Duty sort of not necessarily Call of Duty, but the spawns of Call of Duty. I talked about Homefront, Army of Two, for example. I think that sequel was the SOCOM. I mean, they just kind of fell by the wayside.
The Brothers in Arms games too.
Well said.
I agree. I think we all can read the system. If we're including the systems in this, I think the Dreamcast all let us down in some kind of way. Because I think we all probably invested into that, or at least had our parents do it.
Heavily.
And then I'll just end it on this note. No more good fighting games, really. I mean, we finally got Dragon Ball Fighters, but you see how long it took. You know what I'm saying? Like all the reboots and stuff like that. So no original IPs, and the fact that this microtransaction shit is getting out of control.
Yeah, because Mortal Kombat is basically. Yeah, Street Fighter went down the drain. I forgot they even did the Street Fighter. I remember when the day it got released, I was going to go buy it, and I called Dom, and I was like, look, I'm finna go get it. He's like,
nah, bro, we good.
He said, no, you got to go buy. You had to buy a legendary character that's already been stapled into the game. And to me, that ended it. But yeah, no fighting games. And no fighting games.
Very good, boys. Let's take a break. When we come back, history time, sports, movies, music, video games, as we wrap it up on another Monday. Most Sports Talk on theafterparty.com.
Good job.
Thank you.
Man, look at him. That's what we call producing, boys and girls. Again,
No, this is worse.
oh, he's backwards.
This is worse.
So he can't jump over. He's going backwards.
Yeah.
It's going to go, no.